Are you constantly battling anxiety in your daily life? Yet, the true source of anxiety might not be your external circumstances, but your internal perceptions. In the next few minutes, we'll explore these 7 transformative Stoic teachings on anxiety, exploring each quote to uncover the profound wisdom they hold for our modern struggles. Today I escaped anxiety, or no, I discarded it because it was within me in my own perceptions, not outside. Marcus Aurelius. Think about this for a moment. How often do we blame our anxiety on external circumstances? The deadline, the relationship, the bank account. We point to these as the source of our distress. But Marcus Aurelius reveals a liberating truth. Anxiety lives in our perceptions. When your mind races about that upcoming presentation, is it the presentation causing your anxiety, or your thoughts about what might go wrong? The presentation itself is neutral. It's our perceptions that colour it with fear. By recognising this, we gain the power to examine and reshape these perceptions. Let's dive deeper. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and a Stoic philosopher, understood that our internal state dictates our emotional responses. He believed that by controlling our perceptions, we can maintain tranquility regardless of external chaos. This means that 2 people can experience the same event but feel completely different emotions based on their internal interpretations. Understanding this allows us to take responsibility for our emotional well-being rather than attributing it to uncontrollable external factors. It empowers us to shift our mindset from victimhood to mastery over our own thoughts. Actionable steps. Identify your perceptions. Take a moment each day to reflect on situations that cause you anxiety and identify how your perceptions influence your feelings. Challenge negative thoughts. When you notice anxious thoughts, ask yourself if they are based on facts or assumptions. Reframe the situation. Try to view the situation from a different perspective, focusing on positive or neutral aspects. 2. Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them. Epictetus. This wisdom cuts straight to the heart of anxiety. Imagine 2 people facing the same situation, a job interview. One sees an exciting opportunity for growth, while the other sees only the possibility of failure. The interview hasn't changed, but their views create entirely different emotional experiences. Epictetus is teaching us that our anxiety often stems not from reality itself, but from the stories we tell ourselves about reality. When we understand this, we can begin to question and reshape these stories. Epictetus, a former slave turned Stoic philosopher, emphasized the importance of our internal interpretations. He argued that external events are neutral, and it is our judgments about them that lead to emotional turmoil. By altering our perceptions, we can transform our emotional responses. This shift from seeing events as inherently good or bad to viewing them through a lens of neutrality or opportunity can significantly reduce anxiety. It encourages a proactive approach to mental well-being, where we actively engage with our thoughts to foster a more balanced and peaceful state of mind. Actionable steps. Awareness. Become aware of the narratives you create around stressful situations. Question your views. Ask yourself if your perspective is the only way to view the situation. Adopt a balanced view. Strive to see both the challenges and the opportunities in any circumstance. 3. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Seneca. How much of your anxiety is about things that haven't happened yet? And of those things, how many never come to pass? Seneca understood that our minds are magnificent storytellers, capable of creating detailed scenarios of everything that could go wrong. We experience the emotional pain of these imagined scenarios as if they were real. But here's the key. Once we recognize that we're suffering in imagination, we can choose to redirect our thoughts to the present moment where most of our feared scenarios don't exist. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, highlighted the tendency of the human mind to create unnecessary suffering. Our imagination can amplify fears, turning minor concerns into overwhelming anxieties. By acknowledging that much of our distress is based on imagined outcomes, we can take steps to ground ourselves in reality. This involves practicing mindfulness and staying present, ensuring that our anxiety doesn't spiral into unfounded fears. It's about distinguishing between what is real and what is a projection, allowing us to focus our energy on what truly matters. Actionable steps. Stay present. Practice mindfulness techniques to keep your focus on the current moment. Limit worry. Time. Allocate a specific time each day to address your worries, helping to contain anxious thoughts. Visualize positivity. Replace negative imagined outcomes with positive or neutral ones to reduce anxiety. 4. The chief task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control and which have to do with the choices I actually control. Epictetus. This quote offers a practical framework for managing anxiety. When you're feeling overwhelmed, pause and ask yourself, what here can I actually control? You can't control whether someone likes you, but you can control how you treat them. You can't control the weather, but you can control your preparation. By focusing our energy on what we can influence rather than what we can't, we reclaim our power from anxiety. Epictetus emphasizes the importance of discernment in our daily lives. By categorizing aspects of our lives into controllables and uncontrollables, we can allocate our mental and emotional resources more effectively. This separation prevents us from wasting energy on futile efforts to change the unchangeable. Instead, it directs our focus towards areas where our actions can make a tangible difference. This approach not only reduces anxiety, but also fosters a sense of empowerment and purpose. It aligns our actions with our values, ensuring that we live intentionally rather than reactively. Actionable steps. List external factors. Write down elements of your situation that are beyond your control. Focus on actions. Identify specific actions you can take to improve or respond to the situation. Let go of the rest. Practice releasing concern over factors you cannot influence, reducing unnecessary anxiety. 5. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. This teaching reminds us of our innate power. While we can't control the chaos of the world around us, we maintain sovereignty over our inner world. When anxiety floods your mind with worst-case scenarios, remember, you have the power to redirect your thoughts. You can choose to focus on solutions rather than problems, on action rather than worry, on the present rather than an imagined future. Marcus Aurelius underscores the significance of mental autonomy. He believed that true strength lies in mastering our thoughts and emotions. By exercising control over our internal dialogue, we can navigate external turmoil with grace and resilience. This empowerment comes from understanding that while we cannot dictate external events, we can influence our reactions to them. It encourages a proactive stance towards mental health, where we actively cultivate positive and constructive thought patterns. This shift from passive reaction to active management fosters a deeper sense of inner peace and stability. Actionable steps. Mindfulness meditation. Engage in regular meditation to strengthen your control over your thoughts. Positive affirmations. Use affirmations to reinforce your ability to manage your mindset. Solution-oriented thinking. When faced with a problem, immediately think of potential solutions instead of dwelling on the issue. 6. He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a living man. Seneca. At its core, this quote speaks to how fear and anxiety can paralyze us from living fully. How many opportunities have we missed because anxiety held us back? How many dreams remain unpursued because of our fears? Seneca isn't dismissing our fears, but rather challenging us to live despite them. When we accept that uncertainty and risk are part of a life well lived, we can move forward even when anxiety accompanies us. Seneca invites us to confront the fundamental fears that inhibit our potential. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, and fear of loss often prevent us from taking meaningful actions. By acknowledging and accepting these fears, we can diminish their power over us. This acceptance doesn't mean resignation, but rather a courageous embrace of life's inherent uncertainties. It encourages us to prioritize action and purpose over complacency and fear. In doing so, we not only overcome anxiety, but also unlock our true potential, leading a more fulfilling and impactful life. Actionable steps. Set small goals. Start by setting and achieving small goals to build confidence in facing fears. Embrace uncertainty. Acknowledge that uncertainty is a natural part of life and focus on what you can control. Take action. Actively pursue your passions and interests, even if they come with risks, to live a more fulfilling life. 7. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. Seneca. This powerful insight emphasizes the importance of maintaining composure in the face of adversity. Imagine encountering a setback at work or a personal disappointment. Seneca teaches us that by facing these trials with a calm and steady mind, we diminish their impact. Instead of allowing misfortune to overwhelm us, we take away its power by not letting our anxiety amplify the situation. This approach not only reduces our immediate stress, but also builds resilience for future challenges. By practicing calmness, we transform how we handle difficulties, making them more manageable and less daunting. Seneca's philosophy here is about the transformative power of calmness. When faced with hardships, our emotional response can either exacerbate the situation or help us navigate through it. By maintaining a calm demeanor, we prevent anxiety from clouding our judgment and escalating our stress. This calmness acts as a shield, reducing the perceived severity of misfortunes and allowing us to approach problems with clarity and rationality. Over time, consistently applying this principle strengthens our mental resilience, enabling us to handle future adversities with greater ease. It fosters a mindset that views challenges as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. Actionable steps. Deep breathing exercises. Practice deep breathing to maintain calmness during stressful situations. Pause and reflect. Before reacting to a setback, take a moment to assess the situation calmly. Build resilience. Engage in activities that strengthen your mental resilience, such as regular exercise or journaling. The beauty of these Stoic teachings lies in their practicality. They don't ask us to eliminate anxiety entirely, an impossible task. Instead, they show us how to develop a new relationship with our anxious thoughts. They teach us to question our perceptions, to focus on what we can control, and to find peace in accepting what we cannot. In our modern world of constant connectivity and endless demands, these ancient words become more relevant than ever. They remind us that while the external world may seem chaotic, we always retain the power to choose our response to it. Each moment of anxiety becomes an opportunity to practice these principles, to strengthen our mental resilience, and to find greater peace within ourselves. Remember this: anxiety is not a weakness, but learning to work with it is a strength. The real power of these teachings lies in their daily application. They're not just ancient wisdom, they're practical tools for modern life. Each anxious moment becomes an opportunity to practice these principles. As we wrap up, I leave you with a small task for you to complete. I encourage you to choose one of these 7 quotes that resonated most with you. Write it down. Put it somewhere visible. Let it be your companion this week as you face life's challenges. Your mind, which can create storms of worry, also holds the power to create profound peace. The choice, as the Stoics teach us, has always been yours. The beauty of these Stoic teachings lies in their practicality. They don't ask us to eliminate anxiety entirely, an impossible task. Instead, they show us how to develop a new relationship with our anxious thoughts. They teach us to question our perceptions, to focus on what we can control, and to find peace in accepting what we cannot. In our modern world of constant connectivity and endless demands, these ancient words become more relevant than ever. They remind us that while the external world may seem chaotic, we always retain the power to choose our response to it. Each moment of anxiety becomes an opportunity to practice these principles, to strengthen our mental resilience, and to find greater peace within ourselves. Remember this: anxiety is not a weakness, but learning to work with it is a strength. The real power of these teachings lies in their daily application. They're not just ancient wisdom, they're practical tools for modern life. Each anxious moment becomes an opportunity to practice these principles. As we wrap up, I leave you with a small task for you to complete. I encourage you to choose one of these 7 quotes that resonated most with you. Write it down. Put it somewhere visible. Let it be your companion this week as you face life's challenges. Your mind, which can create storms of worry, also holds the power to create profound peace. The choice, as the Stoics teach us, has always been yours.